402-221-7283. I believe we have BC on the line. BC, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
I just think the way you're presenting the Central Park 5 thing in Trump is a little dishonest, because
how's that?
When he came out and spoke against it, that was in 1989, and they didn't get exonerated until 2002.
Correct.
So
that's not my point. I understand, BC.
But that should be clear.
Okay, BC, hear me out. Here's where I'm being clear. I'll clear this up for you. Since then, has Donald Trump spoken up and taken a page out apologizing? Has he said he was wrong?
No, he's been put on the spot, I think, and didn't really.
I didn't ask you if he was being. I didn't ask you if he was being put on the spot. I'm asking you yes or no. No, I don't want to hear you say he was put on the spot. It's a yes or no. Hey BC. Hey BC. It's a yes or no answer. Listen to my question again. I'm not asking for excuses. Since they were released, has Donald Trump apologized and admit he was wrong? Yes or no?
Donald Trump
won't answer the question.
Okay, so that's all you're going to say?
Answer the question, yes or no. It's a yes or no answer. Answer it.
If I'm the president of the United States and I got leftists coming at me like your guest there kind of said, then I'm going to answer the question like in the safest way possible, as a politician would.
You're not a politician. Answer the question. I'm going to ask it one more time, and if you don't answer it, I'm going to go to another caller. Since they were released, has Donald Trump even admitted he was wrong or apologized? Yes or no?
I don't think Donald Trump even knew they were released.
Oh, give me a break. You know what, dude? You know what, dude? People like you, all you do is make excuses for the orange turd, and I've had it. I've had it.
At least report the facts. 1989.
I'm not talking about 1989. I'm talking about the fact that they were released and found innocent. They were behind bars wrongfully, and Donald Trump was a part of that, and he hasn't apologized for it. I'm not blaming him for what he did years ago. I'm blaming him for not apologizing and admitting he was wrong. Has Donald Trump ever apologized for anything in his life?
That's not what you said. You said that Donald Trump came out and said that they should be hung and all these other things.
I've never said that Donald Trump came out and that they should be hung. You make things up. You MAGA people make things up. What I did say was factual. Why don't you try listening for 20 seconds and stop talking over me? What Donald Trump did is he took an ad out in a newspaper saying they deserve the death penalty. Now, obviously, Donald Trump was wrong, okay? But my question to you is this. There he goes again, talking over. My question is this. Why is it that Donald Trump decides to go after 5 minorities, but yet when there's a lynching that takes place and white people commit a crime, why is it Donald Trump doesn't take out newspaper ads and talk about how those white people deserve to get the death penalty? Can you please explain that? Or are you going to make another excuse for the orange turd?
No, here's why. I will explain it for you. Are you ready? Because you haven't seen the massive, unbelievable thing that he has done for our black brethren, okay? Because he's done more for them than Obama.
Are you black, sir? By the way, sir, are you black?
No, I'm not black.
Oh, but you want to speak for all black people. Yeah, okay, sir. Yeah. Do you know what it's like to be in a black person's shoes, or would you like to speak for all black people? Because that's what you MAGAs like to do, right? You know exactly what it's like to be the victim of racism, don't you? Even though you're white.
Listen, man, Donald Trump is surrounded by...
Don't listen, man, me. You're not black. You don't speak for all black people, and neither do I. Don't you tell me how it's so much better for black people, because it's not.
Hey, who the hell are you? You're speaking for the black people.
You're right. Who the hell are you? That's why you're going to get off my radio show. Thank you so much for calling in, sir, and another MAGA sympathizer. Thank you so much for calling in. Michelle, I am not criticizing necessarily.
Hey, man, I'm first of all, I'm not a coward, and I'll debate you.
Okay. So you're a master debater. Is that what you're saying, sir?
No, I will debate you, but I'm not that. Yeah.
Okay. I was just joking, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So why are we sending money to help Ukraine to secure their borders?
Great answer.
Stopping the invasion. What about the invasion coming to our country?
Sure. So first of all, we don't have an invasion coming to our country.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So are you going to let me answer now, sir?
What do you call it then?
Sir?
We've got millions that come in. Here's
how radio shows work, okay? You call in, I'm happy to take your call. You ask me a question, and then you give me an opportunity to respond. Does that sound fair to you?
Okay.
Okay, and then I will give you a chance to respond after me. I will gladly. First of all, there are families in the Ukraine, mothers that are getting raped while their kids watched, thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are being murdered because Vladimir Putin and his evil, murderous regime are trying to take over that country. There is no invasion here, sir. In fact, if you actually could spell the word fact, you would know that per capita, you are more likely to be the victim of a crime from an American citizen, maybe somebody like yourself, rather than somebody that is undocumented. That is not an invasion, sir. We've had issues when it comes to illegal immigration in this country for decades and decades and decades. What is happening in the Ukraine is an invasion. Have you seen a mother being raped while their children had to watch and then the children are executed as well, sir? Because that is what has been going on in the Ukraine. They are our allies, sir, and we are helping them. Now, if you think we've sent them a little bit too much money, then I'm willing to have that debate with you, sir. But how dare you compare what is going on in the Ukraine to what is going on in this country? That is absurd.
Okay, what about all the crime in our country that's not being addressed?
What about
all the
how is the crime?
Grabs? Oh no, I thought you said that
crime,
I get to talk.
You do, but you just said what about all the crime in our country? How can you compare that to what is going on in the Ukraine? That is a ridiculous analogy. Talk to me about what crime that is not being addressed. Go ahead.
All the smash and grabs and everything. Yeah, tell me what race is doing that. First of all,
okay. So okay. So you want to be a racist now? Okay. So
no, I'm not being racist.
Sir,
what race is doing it?
Sure, all sorts of races. If you look at the actual facts, sir, are you telling me that white people don't do smash and grabs? Is that what you're telling me, sir? Answer the question.
Have you
telling me
on the news?
Sir? I don't watch
it on the news?
I don't watch Klan I don't watch Klan TV like you do, sir. Are you yeah, laugh. Sir, what is it? Sir,
one more point.
You don't make your point yet. I'm not done. You didn't answer my question. Are you telling me that the only people that commit smash and grab crimes are black people? Do white people not commit robbery?
What's been on the news?
Sir, shut up and answer the question. Stop talking to me about
what news. Shut up.
I just did. Have a nice day, you jerk. You racist buffoon. This is my show. It's not yours. This guy, who probably lives in a mobile home and probably is having sex with his cousin, is telling me that the only people that commit smash and grabs are black people. Michelle, that is the definition of a racist, and that is Donald Trump's base. Ignorant white people that are heading to their Klan meetings tonight.
That individual should not have brought up.
702-221-7283 is the number to call. Hi, Eric. What's going on?
Yeah, I was just wondering where you get your facts from, like particularly
Sure.
Biden and his location right now. Where do you think Biden's
Where am I getting
now?
my facts on Biden and his location right now? Is that a serious question?
Yeah, that's a serious question.
Well, yeah,
Listen,
I'm trying to answer your question.
Yeah,
so I'm in cahoots with. No, sir, may I answer your question, or are you just going to talk over me?
So let somebody talk that is in.
Sir, you just asked me a question. This is how a radio show works. You call in, you ask me a question, and then you give the opportunity for the host to answer it. Would you like to do that or not?
Answer.
Okay, then be quiet. Shut up and let me answer. Okay?
Answer.
Pot him down, please, Mark, because this is another MAGA who doesn't understand how to have a conversation with somebody. Thank you, Mark. You're asking me right now if I know the exact location of where Joe Biden is. Let me explain to you how the Secret Service works. You see, Biden's locations are given to members of the media when he holds a press conference. But the Biden administration and the Secret Service don't tell every regular day people, even people like you, where exactly the location of Joe Biden is at any given time. I don't know why you would ask me a question like that because it makes absolutely no sense. So why don't you actually ask me a question that is relevant to the conversation, and I will pod you up and bring you back up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's totally relevant because it's public information. You can look it up on
Pot him down again. Another MAGA that doesn't know what he's talking about. It is not public information, you fool. The Secret Service works with the President of the United States, and the Secret Service does not give out the location of the President every second of every day to the public. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, and it is a foolish conversation. And I'm sorry, again, where in the history of this country does the Secret Service give out the position of the President of the United States and where exactly he is at every second at any given moment? That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. And have a nice day. We're going to move on to the next caller. Wow, that was...
In my hometown, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Avoca Airport, and I know this for a fact because I have relatives there, 350 people, illegals, were flown there at 3 o'clock in the morning without any notification to the mayor, the council, or what
And
have
where's
you.
your evidence and proof of that, sir? Where did you get that story from, and where is the evidence? Because I'm not going to let you just throw things at a wall and hope that it sticks. Where is the evidence that Joe Biden and his administration did not? Now, you can call other programs on other stations that are conservative and make statements like that, and the host will just let you keep talking. I want to know, where is your proof and evidence that Joe Biden and his administration not only sent migrants to Pennsylvania, but they didn't warn anybody about it? Where is your evidence of that, sir?
My brother and sister.
Oh, so your brother and sister seem to know everything. JD, give me a break, all right? Guess what? My brother and sister say that you're a pedophile. So does that mean you're a pedophile? Yes or no? My brother and sister say that you're a pedophile. Does that mean you're a pedophile? Or would you say, where's your evidence? I don't think you're a pedophile, JD. But if my brother and sister say that, does that make it true? No, it doesn't.
My friend says you're a race baiter.
Oh, okay. Well, your friend is an idiot. Who cares? Just because you say something doesn't mean it's true. Just because your brother and sister, who are probably right-wing buffoons just like you, say something doesn't mean it's true. I need evidence. Give me evidence.
They both voted for
I
Biden
don't
and
care.
Obama.
Quite frankly, I could care less the way your family voted. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I'm happy to disagree with you. I like a good debate, JD. All I'm simply
How do you know DeSantis lied to these people in Martha's Vineyard?
because they were given brochures and the brochures were public. How could you not know that? They were given brochures by the DeSantis administration, and in those brochures they were fact-checked, and there were lies in those brochures. That's how I know.
Well, I think Biden was a dismal failure last night. He told nothing but lies.
Okay, so give me an example.
He said the Republicans want to cut Social Security.
No, he didn't.
One member of Congress.
You just lied yourself, sir, with all due respect.
No,
He did not. Hold on, Bob. This is the problem. You got to hear me out here. I heard you made a statement which is incorrect. He didn't say all Republicans want to get rid of Medicare. In fact, he said it wasn't even the majority. There are a few. And he is right. And I just named those few, Mike Lee and Rick Scott. That is not a lie, sir. He never said it.
His very first statement was Republicans want to cut Social Security.
He said some Republicans.
And then he said some.
Sir.
Okay,
so he clarified and he said some. So he is not a liar. So give me another example. Because that one was very bad, sir, because he clarified he said some.
Okay. All of his 14 million new jobs are just literally people coming back to work off of COVID.
Okay, so it doesn't matter whether. Okay, so sir, it doesn't matter whether they're coming back to work.
Those are jobs that were already there.
Sir, that's not a lie. If people are coming back to work after COVID, it still is a job, and we have the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years, which is 3.4%. So you're wrong, number two. That's also not a lie. Can you please name me one lie? Because you haven't named one yet.
Just those two.
No, you didn't. Did he hang up the phone? Of course, because he's a coward. Another moron. Sir, you just said that Joe Biden lied that all Democrats want to get rid of Medicare and Social Security. Joe Biden did not say that. He also clarified and said there were only a few, and it wasn't the majority. You're wrong about that. That's a lie. And then I said, can you name me an actual lie? And then you went on and talked about the job creation. It doesn't matter what your opinion is on why people got back to work. He gave the statistic of unemployment, which is the lowest it's been in 50 years at 3.4%. That is also not a lie. That's what some of you right-wing buffoons do, right? You call into a show and you say, oh, Joe Biden's a liar. He's a liar. Just like when people will call in and say, Brian, you're a liar. And then I say, can you give me a specific example of something I said that's a lie? And you can't do it because you bumble all over your words and you're just not very smart, sir. I'll tell you what I want you to do. Next time you claim somebody lied to you, I know this might be very hard for you to do, come with me with an actual quote or a fact, because you just made yourself sound very, very dumb. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Donald Trump's base today, so I'm not surprised.
So let's just talk about the numbers. In raw numbers, Biden did oversee greater job growth than any post-World War II president, first or second term in office.
It's going in and overthrown, a leader. We did that in Libya, but Obama did that without one congressional vote. And To me, that's a violation of the War Powers Act.
Can I ask you a
wasn't big
question?
fan.
May I ask you a question
Yep.
respectfully? Since you brought
Yeah.
up the word insurrection, was January 6th an insurrection?
If it was, then when they breached the White House in June of that year, when they burnt the church, then that too was an insurrection. When 50 Secret Service agents were injured, and the president had to go to the basement, that was an insurrection too, my
When did
friend.
that
then.
happen? What are you talking about?
That was
when
in-
did the president
that was
have to go to
June-
the basement? When?
That June of that year. June of that year.
What year?
You can
What
Google
year?
it, look it up.
What year?
2021.
Wait,
So,
wait,
hold
wait,
on,
what?
hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
we live in the
2020.
same country you do.
Okay, hold
I
on.
don't remember any of
In
it. What are you talking about?
2021,
Yeah.
you're telling me Joe Biden had to go to the basement and 50 people broke
No,
into
it
the White House?
wasn't
What are you
Biden. Do you remember when BLM burned the church across from the
Joe
White
Biden.
House?
Wait, time out. Caller. Joe Biden was the president of the United States in 2021.
No, not when 2021. Excuse me, I got the years wrong. Do you remember when they
Oh,
burned the church?
So you're saying when Donald Trump was president, he had to go to the basement? Is that what you're trying to say? In the basement of the church.
No, in the basement of the White House. Get
Right.
your fucking facts together, you fucking
Okay,
faggot.
All right,
okay.
so look.
So obviously
So now,
the guy-
wait, time out. He's swearing at us because
Swearing, yeah.
the guy doesn't even know what year he's in.
the guy's
He doesn't
a-
even know what year he's talking.
Yeah.
Hey, guy, all right? Thank you for your service, by the way, as a fellow veteran, okay, as a fellow U.S. Army veteran. Thank you for your service. But get your dates right and get your story straight. And by the way, Brian and I live in the same country you do, all right? If there was some type of breach of the chapel in the White House where the President of the United States, Donald Trump at the time, apparently, because, by the way, you didn't even tell us what year it was that this happened, this would have been a major story, and the perpetrators of that event
So here's the thing.
would have been held accountable.
There's a reason
right?
why I asked
So
that
what is he
question.
talking about?
As soon as this guy called in and
Yes.
started criticizing Obama for some sort of insurrection, that's the same guy. I knew this was going to go this way, that phone call. Because obviously he's a MAGA supporter and he defends January 6th.
Okay.
So notice when I asked him, is January 6th an
He
insurrection?
shifted to something
He shifts
else.
and he won't
Yeah.
answer the question.
Yeah.
That's what these MAGAs do. And by the way, when a MAGA can't form and put sentences and facts together, what do? They swear at us. It happens every show because they can't form an opinion with facts to back up their opinion. So they swear and get your blanking facts together. Meanwhile, this guy is saying that there was an insurrection in the White House in 2021,
and I'm like,
Joe Biden
Biden's
was in
the
the
president.
basement. Sir, I don't know what medication you're on today. I appreciate your service to this country, but if there's anybody that can't get their effing facts straight, it's you, not us. Spell the word fact. The white supremacists and the Trump supporters and all the rhetoric, you talk about rhetoric being put forth by Donald Trump about the election. You want to blame Nancy Pelosi for what took place for January 6th? Am I getting you right?
Well, what I heard from Donald Trump is that he was asking people to march or walk peacefully to the Capitol. He did not say, make sure you break the windows, break through the doors, and partake in violence. But what I do know is that Donald Trump, prior to the January 6th rally, which descended into violence, he requested additional security.
It took him
in
six.
and around
It
Capitol,
took him.
including-
He didn't do anything for 5 hours.
I'm not done. Now, this
Yeah, but
is
what you're
prior.
saying is not true. It took him 5 hours to do anything.
It is absolutely true what I'm telling you. He asked for an increase in Capitol Police presence. He asked the Mayor Bowser for the National Guard. Both Mayor Bowser and Nancy Pelosi, who is in charge of the Capitol Police, denied his request.
Let me ask you a question then. After he might have asked for more security before the insurrection, but when the insurrection actually happened, what did Donald Trump do for the next 4.5 hours?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, I think maybe you don't know because the answer is nothing. That is proven. For 4.5 hours, Donald Trump did absolutely nothing. He sat on his ass watching it on television, and the first person you want to complain about, I'm sorry, we just have a disagreement, is Nancy Pelosi. With all due respect, that's ridiculous.